Yola, welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Quest XI Blind. Okay, in this episode, apparently we're gonna follow Gemma. And, oh yeah, I came here and then I was like, next time we'll, explore the town. So I guess let's, take a look around. Let's check the shops and whatnot. Okay, weapon shop, right, Shmia? Alright, got anything good, homeboy? Oh man, a cypress stick. That brings back memories. I'm pretty sure that's, like, the reason they included that's like an homage from, like, the older games. That's why they have it, even though, like, it's only 10, so that, like, you would obviously not need that, you know? But, I think that's just, like, a throwback to the older games. Well, I do have all my money with this character, or with Thomas or whatever. I could buy the iron headgear. Oh, give me 9. That's not bad. Holy shnikes. Oh, it's a great sword. Okay. I don't know. It kind of didn't look like a great sword. It kind of looked like a dagger. It looked like it'd be a dagger, like a one-handed sword. Magic shield. It's a great sword too. And I don't know. Like, should I deviate and use great swords? I'd have to go down that path in the skill tree. So at this point in the game, I don't know if it's, like, worth it. I am tempted to get this. I mean, it's only 5,500. I mean, that's kind of a lot, but... But when I just have Thomas by himself... I mean, I guess he does have heals, but I don't know. If I spend a turn healing, that's like, less... of a turn. That's like one less turn I can spend attacking. So when my healer is also my attacker, if I could increase my defense as much as possible, that's probably the best way to go. Okay, we got buildings up here. We have like the red lines indicating that the doors are locked, but that could just be, assuming it's not gonna be magic key doors. Okay, with the layout of this place, there is a chance I'm gonna miss, like, a mini-medal or something. Could be some, like, random pot or something that I might overlook just because it's, like, dark out. Oh, man, yeah, by the way, yeah, I'm recording this on June 25th, 2023. And I might be a little distracted for this, like, play session. Just because, like, last Friday on the 23rd, I was driving home from yoga and my mom called me. And she's like, "Are you at home?" And I was like, "No, why? I'm driving home from yoga. What's up?" She was like, "The road to your house is, like, closed. They have it, like, closed off." And I was like, "Oh, I have no idea. I was on, like, Main Street, so it's like... So it's like, I'm not seeing it, but I guess I'll see it when I get close." And I had to park on it, like, on a nearby street and just, like, walk in. You know, like, I had to walk across, like, a field of grass or whatever. And as I'm, like, walking back, I see a guy, like, jogging past me. And I didn't think anything of it. I don't know, maybe he was late for work. I don't know. And so they had, like, police vehicles, and there was people out, like by the side of the road, like, talking to like, police or whatever. And like, the building, like, the apartment building that I live at, it's like one building, but there's, like, 2 sets of apartments on it, but they're not like connected. Like, the buildings are, it's like it's one building, but you can't access both sides of the building. Like, there's 2, like, entrances, and, like, the one side of the building, you can only access that half of the building from that entrance. So if you want to access the other end, you'd have to go down to the first floor, and then walk to the other side of the building, and then go in through that entrance. And there was a cop standing. It's like a security door or whatever, so you just, like, need a key to make sure that only the residents that live there can get in or whatever. And there was a cop standing on the other side of the building that I live at or whatever, just, like, standing at the door waiting to be, like, let in. I'm just like, man, I wonder what happened. Like, and then as it turns out... Oh, wait, did I already go in here? This has a magic key thing on it. Maybe I already checked this place in the last episode and forgot. Yeah, I'm doing this in 3-episode chunks lately. Ever since I started this new upload schedule. I'm assuming I talked about, like... That's the downside of like, doing multiple games. That now, if I mentioned, like, the new upload schedule that I started, I don't remember if I mentioned it. I have to remember, like, which game I mentioned it in. But I started a new upload schedule where I divided my playlists, or not my playlist, my, what do you call it? Like, list of games that you're going to Let's Play. I divided it into into 2 categories, rather. Short games and long games. And then one-offs, so I guess it is 3 lists or whatever. And I'm doing 3 episodes of a short game, 3 episodes of a long game, and then a one-off on the 7th day or whatever. So every week, I'm essentially doing 3 episodes of a short game, 3 episodes of a long game, and then a one-off. So I'm doing these in 3-episode chunks or whatever. So this is like a new, like, play session. Is there anything like this way? What is the purpose of this little thing or whatever? Why does this connect to here? Maybe there's a treasure up here. I don't think I went up this ladder already. But, yeah, as it turns out, a kid had got, like, hit by a car. On the, like, I live close to a 35-mile-an-hour road. I'll see agility, nice. And apparently they said a kid had gotten hit by a car, and I'm just like, it's like, man, that sucks. Like I've lived at this apartment complex for almost 10 years, and oh, god damn it. Hold up, we're going back up, we're checking up there. There might be something else up there. And, in all the years of driving back and forth, you know, like I going to like back and forth to yoga or whatever, I've never seen anybody, I've never seen like kids playing by the road, you know? Like you see kids in like the parking lot, and there's like a grassy fieldy area where they have like a super shoddy like ghetto like playground type thing. But I'd never seen... Can you shimmy along the edge? Is this a secret, or am I not supposed to go this way? Oh, come on, they could have put something here, man. But in all the years of, like, driving, or whatever, I'd never seen kids playing, like, by the road, you know? So it's not like I'd seen the kids there, like, 100 times, and I was like, one of these days, one of the kids is gonna get hit, or whatever. And then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, a freaking kid got hit. And then, curious energy that once emanated from the plant can no longer be felt. Oh, this would have been one of those like, roots of Yggdrasil. I guess now that Yggdrasil is dead, that means that all the roots of Yggdrasil are dead, too. I guess that makes sense. That's kind of cool how they implemented it like that.
Come on, girls, put your backs into it. The boys.
My mother's name is Amber, apparently. Is this the first time that you learned that?
Fires burning.
Or did I just forget because it's been like 2 years?
Sorry to interrupt, Amber, but I've got big news.
Big news? Is that some kind of like joke?
Hello, Gemma, love. What's got you so excited, hmm?
Well, you're not going to believe this, but there's someone very special here to see you.
Why is she giving like the side eye? That's kind of weird.
My little soldier. I just can't believe it's you. After all the awful things that happened, I was sure you were... Oh.
When the disaster struck, so many people lost their lives. The sun vanished, and those terrible monsters appeared all over the place. Even those of us who were lucky enough to survive were so drained and desperate that we almost lost the will to live.
And then the hero appeared just when we needed him. He did all he could to help people, no matter who they were or where they were from. He fought off the monsters and brought everyone here to safety. Without him, I dread to think what would have become of us. And now, thanks to him, the place you once knew as Cobblestone has become the last bastion, humanity's safe haven in a world beset by darkness. Would you believe we've even got the King of Heliodor camped out here? Look, I know he was the one who ordered the village to be burned, but I'm sure he had his reasons. Things aren't always as they seem, love. He may be the last person you want to see, but you should go and talk things through with the king. Your grandfather would have wanted you to at least try. Just pop your head round the door of his tent, will you, love? For me, it's the one in the middle of the camp with the 2 flags. And be polite.
So what is it that we need to talk through? Oh, well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's just check for mini medals. But I had heard that the kid got hit and it was like sad and whatnot. I was like bummed out. I was like, man, freaking little kid, man, and just got I don't know, it's one thing to get like hit, but it's like on a 35-mile-an-hour road, and then the vehicles are usually going 40. So it's like the kid probably got like creamed or whatever by that vehicle. And I was recording yesterday on Saturday on the 24th. I was recording the one-off or whatever for Sunday's upload. That change. A homeless, what's it called, survival experience. And during the recording, I got a text, and like while I was playing, I just like checked the text, and it basically said that the kid like died, and I was like, dude, what the? It's like, man, that freaking. Oh man, so yeah, apparently the kid had they said he darted into the road and got hit by an SUV. They said he went flying 40 feet. They said that he had a traumatic head injury, broken ribs, a punctured lung, pelvis was broken in 3 places, a broken femur, and a shattered ankle. And then when we got the text or whatever, they had said that he was pronounced brain dead, and and he was dead. And I was like, Jesus, dude. So it's like, geez, like, man, so I'm sitting here going like, God damn, dude. And then I found out today, my roommate knows one of the guys that, that's like in the build, that, you know, like a guy who would find out stuff or whatever, and said that there's like 2 other like older like sisters. And it was like 2 older sisters and then like the little brother. And the little brother was like always trying to like keep up with them and trying to like hang with them. But you know how little brothers are, you know, they're kind of annoying and they try to tag along when they're kind of annoying though. You kind of, sometimes you don't want them tagging along, but they do anyway, you know. And they, and apparently they dared him to like go out into the road. And he did, and he got hit and got killed. And it's like, dude, what the, like, Jesus, dude. So like you'll have to forgive me if my commentary is not, if I'm like I said, I'm like gonna be like mentally like distracted. Like I laid awake last night thinking about it, and I laid awake for like a half hour, and I was just like, man, like those two sisters or whatever, like they're like, obviously it's sad that the kid's dead, but it's like the 2 sisters are gonna have to like live with that their whole lives, that their brother is dead because of them, you know. And it's like they're gonna, you know, and I'm sitting here going like, are the parents gonna punish the like, how do you, like, what's the appropriate punishment for being responsible for the death of your brother, you know? But it's like, well, you almost can't punish them because it's like they're gonna punish themselves for the rest of their lives. Okay, as sad as this is, I probably should at least try to figure out, like, where to go. Boy, this place is so big, it's got 2 save spots in it. Let's check the item shop. So I was just like, thinking about it. I was just like, man, it's weird to think that, like, people die, like, every day. And yet, like every day that we think of as, like, a normal day, to somebody else, it's a day where, like, someone, like, died, that they're, like, remembering that day, you know? You know, like, relatives, people that are still alive are, like, remembering the day that a person died. You can just pick any random day, and that's, to everyone else, that's, like, a regular day, but to some people, that's, like, a very important day to them, where they're, like, remembering the day that someone died that they cared about, you know? But it's kind of like, for me, for example, the day after Christmas is a day that I'm, like, never gonna forget. And plus, it's like, the day after Christmas, it's like, it's impossible to forget that day anyway. Just because it's, like, the day after Christmas, you know? That, someone I used to work with at Taco Bell, he, like, hanged himself. And it was, like, a really shitty situation where, his baby mama was, like, not letting him see his daughter, and was like, he was getting like child support, like, taken out of his paycheck, and then she was still making him pay more in addition. She was, like, holding the kid hostage, like, weaponizing, you know, like, she would just, like, ask for, like, money, like, randomly, in addition to the, you know, like, there's the child support that you have to pay, and he would pay it because it gets taken out of your check, so you don't have a choice or whatever. But then she would just ask for money randomly, and then if he didn't just give her money whenever she wanted, she would just, like, not let him see his daughter. And it was, like, super shitty. She, like, kept him, like, under his thumb, like, super bad. And then he just, like, one day, he just hanged himself from a tree, you know? And it was, you know, it was so sad because, like my roommate's a punk, so he's, like, seen people, like, die before. Like, he's had, like, friends that have, like, OD'd and whatnot. But he said that, he actually was the one that, like, cut him down, from the tree. Like, it was his, like, they used his knife to cut him down from the tree. And there was someone else there, and they tried to, like, revive him, but it's, like, at that point, they said that, the body was, like, already cold. He had already been dead for, like, a long time. So it was, like, there was, like, no way to, like, bring him back or whatever. What if I can reach that guy? He's, like, up there. He's, like, hard to reach, so I wonder if maybe I can actually talk to him. Maybe he'll give me a password. You would think I'd know by now. Okay, we're this far in the game. Can I get, like, a little more than, like, 5? I mean, getting 200 from the other one was actually kind of nice. I don't think there's a way to get up there. Yeah, so I know the commentary is kind of, like, somber in this episode, but, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I always keep it real, so it's, like, I don't think it's good to, like, try to, like, be positive, like, all the time, you know? Especially if you want to be someone that, like, presents yourself as, like, an authentic person, you know? Because if you want to come off as, like, authentic to your audience, then you can't be positive, like, all the time. Because, like, nobody's life is, like, all positive vibes, like, all the time. So, I mean, I always keep it real with y'all, and so that's been what's going on now. And like I said, I laid awake for, like, a half hour thinking about it. I was like, man, their lives are never going to be the same. And then June 24th is always going to be, like, a date that they're going to remember. I guess the 23rd is when he got hit, and then the 24th is when he was pronounced dead. And the kid was only 7 years old. So it's like, man, can you imagine being, like, 7 years old? And then you just get hit by a car, and then, like, that's it? That's your whole life? Like, jeez. Like, I'm 39 right now, and I have a hard time believing that I've lived a long time, longer than Kurt Cobain. You know, he only lived to be 27. Like, I've lived 12 years longer than that guy. Like, even that blows my mind. So you imagine, like, the, you know, if you watch, like, movies or, like, a TV show where it shows, like, a kid in the road, and then it shows, like, a car coming at him, and it, like, zooms in on the kid's face, and then, like, the lights go out, and it just, like, shows, like, a black screen or whatever. Like, that's probably what happened to that kid, like, for real. Like, he got hit, and the lights went out, and he just, like, never, like, regained consciousness. Like, he doesn't even know that he died, you know? I don't know, man. That's something that always kind of, like, disturbs me a little bit. Like, when someone, like, doesn't even know that they died. There was the point. I think I talked about this in one of my other videos probably 4 years ago. I mean, who knows at this point. But, back when I was living on the 3rd floor for 9 years or whatever, there was a point where I sort of had this irrational fear. I was like, if someone were to just, like, shoot a gun randomly and hit me in the head, I would just, like, die before I even realized what happened. So I could just be, like, sitting there watching YouTube or, like, playing a video game or whatever, and the lights could just go out instantly, and I wouldn't even know what happened. So I'm just sitting, so I, like, had this, I was, like, paranoid about, like, any moment could be, like, my last moment. And then, like, if it were to happen, I wouldn't even know, like, that I had died, you know? So, like, the whole concept, like, if someone were to come up behind you and shoot you in the back of the head, you wouldn't even, like, know what happened. You'd be dead before you even hit the ground. Okay, anyway, I've wandered around enough. I can't find where to go. So let's just meet back when I figure out where I'm supposed to go. Oh, probably to the royal tent. It's probably there, right? Okay, so go up from here. So it must be right here, then. Okay, I gotta talk to this person. Greetings, Mr. Luminary. How come there's no period after Mr.? His Majesty is waiting for you inside. He woke up not long ago and seems to be rather keen to talk to you. I have no idea why I like want to talk to this guy. Dude, he looks like Dr. Giro, doesn't he?
You are alive and well, I see. You have nothing to fear. I have regained my senses at last. The living nightmare that began for me on the day of your birth has ended. Though in truth, I remember little of what I did. I have inflicted so much pain on so many. On you.
Why does he not remember what he did? Was he not himself?
I do not deserve it.
Was he possessed or something?
All I ask is that I be allowed to atone, to pay for my crimes by protecting those who remain. Tell me, do you recall what happened on that fateful day? The events that came to pass beneath Yggdrasil's branches?
Yeah, we got our ass kicked super mega hard.
See. I recall nothing. All I know is that whomever...
Oh, because the dude left his body.
For all those years, left me there. And when at
so he was
last
possessed
I
for like
returned to my
years.
senses, I was here. There is something else I must ask you. Tell me, do you know if my daughter is alive?
Oh, geez, I don't even remember who your daughter is, dude.
I see.
That's gotta suck to be, like, possessed for, like, years. It's like being under the control of, like, the Yerks for, like, years. From, like, the Animorph series. Remember that?
He brings more survivors.
It was, like, slugs that would, like, go into your brain and they would, like, control you. Man, I kind of wish that the Animorph series was on, what do you call it, Audible. I would totally listen to that. I read the first couple of books. I always thought that, like, I thought that was really interesting, like book series or whatever. I read the first several. Like, I was, like, hooked on it. I was curious to find out, like, what happened. But I'm at the point now where it's like, I've listened to so many audiobooks that, like, it would be hard for me to go back to, like, reading, like, a paper book that's, like, made out of, like, a tree, you know? Plus, I would have to, like, spend the money to, like, buy all the books or whatever, and then it would just take up space on a shelf, and then I would actually have to sit and read them. I would rather just listen to them, you know? But I totally was digging that series for a while. So the hero returns. It seems everyone is gathering at the North Gate to welcome him. I know full well that you two have had your differences in the past, but you must set them aside for now. Yeah, you know, I never really even thought about that when Mordegon or whatever exited the king's body. I was like, oh, I wonder what happened to the king after Mordegon exited his body. I didn't even think about that, actually. But the Animorphs books were really interesting. Basically, it was like these like Yeerks were like aliens that would like go in, they would like crawl into your ear and they would like possess your brain and they would like control you. And then they were sort of like taking, from what I read, which I only read the first couple of books, and it ended up going on for way longer than what I had read. But they were like infiltrating into like it was like teachers and like the principal and like the police officers. So it's like they were infiltrating like higher levels of authority.
Welcome back,
and they would like lure people in.
Well, what news?
They would lure in like unsuspecting people.
Forces of darkness amass
and then they would like put a Yeerk inside their brain, and then like they would become controlled too.
Be removed to safety.
So by the time they realized what was, so like nobody knew what was going on, and by the time they realized it, they were like too late. They were already. By the time they realized that there was like an alien invasion, essentially, then it was like too late, and then they would become like controlled too.
As you see, he is as eloquent as ever, but you must forgive him. He has fought harder than any of us. He has sacrificed more than anyone, which is why his burden must be lightened. It is time that your differences were set aside, Luminary. Mankind needs you. Hendrik needs you. Will you stand beside him?
Will I stand beside him? Well, you're the one that needs to atone, dude. Why don't you stand beside him? Okay, fine.
Good. If we are able to withstand the assault tonight, we may yet survive. Join the troops outside the fortress when you are ready.
I wonder if we're gonna get a Serena and Veronica scenario. Or if they were like, we'll just do the 3, and then we'll have Thomas, like, find everyone. I don't know. I feel like them doing the 3 was kind of enough. I feel like they don't need to, like, stretch it out by having everyone do his scenario. You would think that they would have the main character do his scenario last, but maybe not, though. And look how small Veronica is. She's, like, tiny. Okay, so why am I here? Why are we going here? So we're supposed to run north, I guess, right? Is that what it said? I went out the north door. Are we supposed to proceed north to Heliodor? Maybe if I just run north, something will activate. I don't know. Oh, okay. It didn't make me go all the way up.
Hey, you must be our newest recruit. They say you made it all the way to the last bastion under your own steam. Well, I'm impressed, I've got to tell ya. You can obviously handle yourself. That, or you were born lucky.
Yeah, why is this pleb, like, talking to me?
Well, either way, I'm sure we can find a use for you. Follow me.
It's like a temp agency all over again. Oh, you can find some dumb shit job for you to do.
Right, here's your spot. Just face that way, and when the monsters come, stick the pointy end of your sword in them.
Wow.
Oh, don't look so worried. You'll be fine.
Okay, be a little more condescending, why don't you? Jesus. Dude, fuck you, dude. Don't look at me like that. I'd kick your ass, man. Oh, come on, don't hang your head down in shame.
Enemy forces! Here they come!
Alright, I guess start the battle music. I forget how that part went. I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought. I was like debating in my head like how long I should like do that for. So I lost track of where I was in the song. But yeah, it's like a Kepka north of Narsh, north of the mines situation. But nope, it's just a cutscene battle. We're probably gonna have to do a few scripted fights. Okay, don't mind me. I'll just stand here and let y'all do all the fighting. Everyone's just gonna stand there all weirdly until I fight them? Alright. Let me get this shiny first. Can I get the shiny? Do I have to do all the fights? Do I gotta, like, help all the dudes out? Huh, I wonder if I got healed. Do I have some kind of thing that heals me and I, like, forgot? Because it's been, like, 1,000 years since I checked. What the hell do I have equipped that would heal me like that? Oh, I had the restorative. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad I have it on him. This will make this easier. I won't have to spend turns healing. By the way, I have not yet played the Final Fantasy VI Pixel remaster. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it someday, but I'm not super anxious to do it. Like, I'm not like Jones into to do it. I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people where it's just like it sort of looks like I played Final Fantasy V on my phone, and they like changed the graphics of like the character sprites for that, which is fine. It doesn't affect the gameplay or whatever. But they kind of did like the same thing. Like I'm big into nostalgia. So if they make it not look pixely, if they like smooth everything out, make everything like look better, it's like, well, that's not the way I remember it. I would rather play the game the way I remember it, you know. They like updated like the music or whatever. It's like symphonic renditions or whatever, which is fine. But I'm always just gonna prefer the original, you know. I'm just I don't want to say like purist or whatever, but like, but anything that's like different from what it was like, from what it originally was, then I'm gonna like automatically, like, I don't know. I just prefer the original. Just gonna have I have the nostalgia for the original. So I'm just always gonna naturally prefer that. I'm super big into like nostalgia. So if it's like, if it's different, then I'll like, there's that part of my brain that automatically is like, this isn't the original. This isn't this, you know, it's just not the same, you know. So automatically in my brain, then this like, when you take out the like, the nostalgia is like a big part of why I enjoy it. So when you take out the nostalgia, then that removes a big part of why I enjoyed it, you know, even if it is better. Like, objectively better, you know? But, I mean, if I were to play it, I'm sure I'd still like it.
You will need to pull your weight if we are to escape this one. Have at them!
Dude, come on, man. Don't talk to me like that, dude. Are we gonna team up to fight the hard guy, and then he's gonna like earn my or like I'm gonna earn his respect? It's like, oh, you handled yourself well against that like hard dude, so now I respect you.
Righteous and best of the spectral sentinels, spake truly when spaketh thee, Hendrik. Thou art without a shred of guile. Any other would have fled the field long ago. But I have no complaints. Our reward for tearing thee limb from limb shall be a handsome one indeed.
Yeah, these horseless, like, knights with no heads with the shields, have been a thing from previous games, but I think this is the first time that they ever talked out of the shield. I mean, I guess it never occurred to me that they would talk from the shield. I thought they just happened to have a shield with a face on it. Okay, so I guess attack the guys. And we'll just do this a bunch of times until we win. But I did know the guy that hanged himself from the tree. He wasn't like a friend, but he was like a friend of a friend. Like, I had spent time, like, in his presence. Like, I was still, like, I was bummed out when I heard that he had hanged himself. But he wasn't, like, I wasn't, like, a close friend of his or anything, but I, you know, I did work with him. And he was a guy that I'd, like, spoken with and had conversations with. And it's just weird to just, like, have conversations with people, and then later you find out that they died. It's like, geez. Okay, so I'm guessing that I could probably survive this fight if I just, like, keep attacking. But did he heal him?
Luminary.
So yeah, so like I said, admittedly, like, I do kind of have that, like, on my mind, but it's like, well, the show must go on, you know? So we still gotta record the episodes, you know? And to be honest, like, I don't even like know, like, who that kid was. Like, I've seen kids, like, playing or whatever in the parking lot whenever I would, like, come and go from, like, work or from yoga or whatever. I guess not when I was going to work, but I'd come home and it'd be, like, after school hours. I would, like, see the kids, but, like, I never paid attention to the kids, so I couldn't tell you, like, who was who. I couldn't tell these kids from, like, any random kids, you know? The only kid that I could tell is there was this, like, fat kid who I, like, been seeing for a while, and he was, like, a fat kid, but, like, now that, like, enough years have gone by to where he's just, like, gotten, like, fatter and fatter. So now he's, like, a super fat kid. So he kind of stands out, but aside from that, like, I've probably seen the kid that got killed or whatever, but it's like, I don't recall it or whatever. I don't know. You just, like, walk past him. I never really, like, looked at him or, like, paid any attention. So it is kind of weird. It's like, on the one hand, it's like, so it's like, I don't even, like, know who this kid is, but I still, like, kind of feel bad for him, you know? And I feel bad for the people that are, like, still alive, too. And then, come to find out, even though the cop was knocking on the door of on, like, the other side of the building that, like, so even though the cop was knocking on the other side of the building or whatever, that's not, like, not connected, we got, like, a group text from the apartment owners or whatever, and they said what had happened, and they said the address of the kid or whatever, and it turns out it was like, apartment 1 through 4 is on the first floor, 5 through 9, or 5, 6, 7, and 8 are on the second floor, and then 9, 10, 11, 12 are on the third floor.
Retreat! Move your bones!
And it was on the top floor, and we're on the top floor. And I did a load of laundry earlier, and I checked the door number, and it's the apartment that's, like, kitty corner from us.
Commander, a message from
So it does sort of, like, hit close to home that, like, people that, like, live very close to us are like devastated right now.
Right away.
And it's still like kind of like bothering me a little bit, even though it wasn't, even though it's like, it was just, even though it wasn't my child, it wasn't my brother, it wasn't even a kid that like I recognize, you know, but just knowing that it happened like so close to me, you know, is like kind of messing me up. And I'm sitting here thinking that like these poor like older sisters are gonna have to live the rest of their lives knowing that they're responsible for their brother's death, and that's gonna fuck with them for life, you know. 40 years from now, they're still gonna be thinking about it, you know, like they're gonna have their 50th birthday party and their brother's not gonna be there, you know. Okay, so where am I supposed to go? So last night I was just like sitting there like laying awake, and finally I was just like, man, I've been sitting here like thinking about it for like a half hour. Like I gotta stop like thinking about it so I can actually go to sleep. So it's like it's like been like on my mind lately, and it's gonna be on my mind probably for a while. So like I said, you'll have to forgive me if the commentary is not as jovial and whatnot. I kind of got this thing like weighing down on me, even though it like sort of shouldn't be necessarily, because it like it's not like a relative or like it's not anyone that I know, but it is still kind of like bothering me. So the commentary, like I said, isn't going to be as jovial as it normally is. I guess I'm not normally a jovial Let's Player, but it's just going to be like something that's like been on my mind as I do this commentary. So just a heads up on that. The fighting was fierce, I bet. I should go back to the last bastion and rest. Too dangerous for you right now. Okay, well, why are you the one that gets to say if it's dangerous for me? Okay, so we gotta go back and stay at the inn, I guess. Okay, I know the king will want to hear how you got on. You mustn't keep him waiting. Head to his tent. Be on your best behavior. Okay, so I gotta go to the king, actually. Okay, so I gotta remember how to get to the king's tent. Oh, there's a little thingy marked on the map where you can, like, walk up. Gotta climb right here. Alright. Alright, we kicked all their asses, man.
It seems we owe you both a debt of gratitude. You have proven your strength and your ability to work together. It is time. Time to bring light back to this benighted land.
Benighted land?
The fiend that usurped my throne must be ousted. Heliodor Castle must be reclaimed. And you, my loyal servants, must lead the charge.
Oh, that's that castle that had that purple like dome thing around it that I mentioned in the other episode.
I do not give these orders lightly, Hendrik. My spies have found a means by which we might gain an advantage.
Let me guess, we send androids 17 and 18 after them, right?
In the side of the hill atop which Heliodor stands. You will use these sewers to infiltrate the castle from beneath. This key will unlock the gate.
Oh, sewer key. All right, cool. We get to go in the sewers. Cool. Just like every 90s Nintendo game, right?
If the enemy renews the attack, we will be slaughtered.
We will not. We will be prepared. Prepared to draw them out, leaving the castle unguarded.
Well, they're not going to leave the whole castle unguarded, right? Why does he got to say unprepared like that?
We strike now, or we never see the light of day again.
Please, Your Majesty. We cannot allow yet more lives to be lost.
Precisely. Which is why you must quell the darkness at its source. We seize our one opportunity, or we consign ourselves to despair. It is as simple as that.
Why is this our one opportunity? Why are there no other opportunities? Why is this belt so thick?
Wisdom your king. My subjects have shown me the depth of their courage. I trust in their ability to endure this one last assault. And I order you to do likewise.
This king doesn't really have enough credibility to be like throwing his weight around like this.
You are our last hope.
But look at that thick, meaty sword, Jesus.
Do not let us down.
After an all too brief rest, the time comes for Thomas to set out for Heliodor. Alright. Okay, let's pop a save, then we'll call it. Yeah, I know this has probably been like the most like Debbie Downer commentary in all of Let's Play history, but I don't know, I just wanted to like put it out there, you know. Like, you can't really present yourself as like an authentic person if you're just gonna like ignore every like negative thing that happens to you, you know. So I mean, like I said, I always keep it real with y'all. And you know, like a lot of people are like, oh, keep it real. It's like, well, it's easy to keep it real when things are going like well and everything is perfect, you know. Like you know, it's like people that say they're honest. It's like, well, it's easy to be honest when you don't have to like admit that you did something wrong, you know. It's when you have to like fess up and admit that you like screw things up. That's when it's hard to be honest, you know. All right, let's go ahead and save. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to like give my thoughts on it. Okay, so in the next one, we will, I guess, go and we'll run out the north way or whatever, the north exit, and I guess we're just gonna like run to the north and somehow assault the castle. What is this guy doing? Just sleeping for no reason? Alright. So we're just gonna assault the castle and somehow we're gonna win? Oh wait, no, we're not. We're gonna go in the sewers. I forgot, Durr. But yeah, I was right in the other episode. I saw the castle and I was like, oh, we probably have to go to like the side. There was like a side area. I was like, we probably have to go there first. And then we'll get sent to the castle. Okay, so now I can probably cross that bridge that that dude was guarding, right? But yeah, I don't know. That's something that, like, I do a lot of yoga, so you always hear about. There's like a big emphasis on like positivity, and I think that there should be like some sort of like counterbalance. That there is, you know, like there is such a thing as like toxic positivity, where it's like people will put on a mask and say that everything is going well in their lives, and they're like, oh, good vibes only, man. Even when, like, secretly their life is, like, falling apart, but they have to... It's, like, emotionally draining to...
Hendrick, sir.
To try to put up, like, a tough front and act like things are always going well for you, you know?
Long, I promise.
Like, they're afraid to, like, show any, like, vulnerability or
as long
weakness.
As it is quick.
So I think that toxic positivity
So
in yoga culture is something that should be addressed more, you know? Because nobody wants to be like the Debbie Downer. Nobody wants to interrupt all the good vibes.
And don't you dare go giving
but it's like the fact is that nobody's life is like, you know, is rainbows and unicorn farts all the time, you know?
Just look at me, eh? Something's wrong with my eyes now, too. Must be all this squinting in the dark. Well, only one remedy for that. You'll just have to bring back the light. Promise?
That's like a worse excuse for like the dust in the eye excuse for crying.
Time is short. We must be on our way.
But it's like there's those people out there that you see them every day and you say how, like, hi, how are you, or whatever. If they just say they're fine every day, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. The people that always say that they're fine are probably the least likely to be actually fine. But they just, like, say that they are. And it's, like, not healthy to always, like, put up this, to always put up this, like, tough front or whatever, to always try to you're just like hiding. You're just like, I can't let anyone know that I'm, like, hurting inside. I have to always have everybody think that things are going well, and I have to put on, like, a fake smile when like, deep down, I'm, like, struggling, you know? And it's hard for people to do, and it uses, like, mental energy. You almost feel like you're living, like, a double life, you know? There's like the what do you call it? Like, the mask that you're wearing for other people, but it's not your true self. So, like, that, so you're not really being, like, authentic. And, you know, it kind of, like, it adds, like, more to your pain when you're, like, hiding the fact that, like, you're hurting, you know? Do not worry about your mother. The king has vowed to protect her and the people of the encampment. He is a man of his word. We need to enter the castle and find the source of the darkness. There's a church on the hill beneath Heliodor. We must base ourselves there while we search for the entrance to the sewers. Could they not be bothered to put any dudes to, like, guard the entrance to the sewers that leads to, like, the underside of the castle? What is this? Oh, so I can save my own game. Alright. We got 9 save files, so even though I don't mind making, like, another save right after the other one. Okay, so I don't know, we just, like, teleported here. I don't know why we just teleported here. There's an item shop. Let's see what they have. I'm just curious. Okay, look, same stuff looks like. I could get this magic shield. I mean, that's 5 for 5,000. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of, like, not worth it. It's $1,000 for 1 defense. But like I said, since I'm by myself, maybe I should go ahead and do it anyway. Oh, yeah, sure, why not? Who will be carrying it? Maybe the one person? I'm not trying to buy another one, dude. Must have just hit the wrong button. Okay, so anyway, next time we'll use the key and go inside the sewers and emerge inside the castle, I guess. We'll probably come out through, like, the basement or the dungeon or whatever. Which you would think that they would have, like, guards. If there's, like, a secret way into the castle, you'd think they'd have, like, dudes, like, guarding it. But maybe we'll just go in and kick their ass anyway. So, anyway, like I said, yeah, I know this is kind of like Debbie Downer commentary, but, yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. So, that's going to do it for this one. Please don't forget to like this video. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care. Bye.